to the channel. If you've stumbled across this video, chances are you have ADHD or think you might have ADHD. For those of you with executive dysfunction who somehow managed to click on this video during your 6-hour doom scrolling session, congratulations, you're in the right place. Today we're discussing job searching when you have ADHD, also known as the 10th circle of hell. Let's get into it. So you've decided that working from home is the only way your neurodivergent brain can survive employment. Smart move. No fluorescent lights drilling into your skull. No coworkers just stopping by your desk to chat when you've finally achieved focus after 3 hours of trying to. It's just you, your sweatpants, and your work. There's just one tiny problem. Everyone else wants these jobs too. Job hunting is already a full-time position for some people. For those of us with ADHD, it's a full-time job plus unpaid overtime plus a side hustle. And the kicker? Remote jobs are like unicorns wrapped in winning lottery tickets, few and far between. Remote position available. Requirements: 10 years experience in a field that's existed for 3 years. Willingness to be on camera for 8 hours a day. And this is actually a hybrid position where you need to come into the office 4 days a week. We just said remote because it sounds cooler. The filtering process alone is enough to break me. Do I want entry level, mid-level, senior, contract, full-time? By the time I've set all the filters, I forgot what position I was looking for in the first place. According to my research, and by research I mean the 47 browser tabs I currently have open on my laptop, for every legitimate work from home job, there are approximately 16 scams, 23 commission-only sales positions, and one very suspicious opportunity to be your own boss and sell essential oils. And then comes the application process. Please upload your resume and then manually enter all the same information into our buggy application system that will crash halfway through, forcing you to start over. The only thing that ADHD brains love more than doing repetitive, soul-crushing work is to have to do it over and over again. I am a neurotypical job applicant. I love making eye contact for appropriate durations. I never forget what you're saying mid-sentence. And I definitely don't have 17 unrelated thoughts racing through my head at the moment. The performance begins long before you get the job. The interview, that magical time when you have to remember your entire work history, maintain appropriate facial expressions, and not blurt out that you named your cats after these guys. So tell me, what is your greatest weakness? My greatest weakness? Well, I'm a perfectionist that works way too hard. What I really want to say is I literally forgot to eat lunch yesterday because I saw this cool bird outside my window and then spent 4 hours researching migration patterns. The average ADHD person spends 60% of time on application preparation, practicing how to sit still, and 40% of time panicking, wondering what to do with their hands. And if you actually get the job, congratulations. You get to put your mask on and act like a neurotypical for 40 hours a week or more. We neurodivergents call that masking, pretending like you're not struggling to follow a conversation that could have been an email, acting like you didn't just zone out for 5 minutes. hiding the fact that you're using 3 different systems to remember basic tasks. The energy it takes to maintain this mask could power a small city. By the time you get home, you're so exhausted that dinner becomes whatever takes the least time. Hello, cereal, my old friend. And all this extra effort, it's invisible. Then there's the phrase of the day in corporate America. We're not just colleagues, we're a family. Nothing says family like having to spend 40 plus hours a week with people who are paid to judge your work performance quarterly. The family workplace culture is neurotypical theater at its finest. And for those of us with ADHD or autism, it's an additional layer of exhaustion on top of just doing our jobs. Mandatory fun team building activity this Friday. Attendance is optional, but we'll definitely notice if you're not here. The translation for that: please spend your precious energy reserves pretending to be interested in Bob from Sales' fantasy football strategy for 2 hours. The amount of executive function required to navigate these social obligations is staggering. You're not just doing your job. You're also expected to remember birthdays, contribute to group gifts, laugh at office inside jokes that you missed because you were hyper-focusing on something else, and somehow keep track of everyone's kids' names and the sports they play. And goddess help you if you try to opt out. Nothing makes you stand out more in a family culture than setting boundaries. Suddenly, you're not a team player. You don't fit the culture. A translation for that: you're not spending unpaid emotional labor maintaining the illusion that this workplace is your primary social outlet when you really don't even want a social outlet. Here's a revolutionary thought. What if I just did my job really well and then go home to my actual family or friends where I can cuddle my cats and finally take off this uncomfortable mask of neurotypicality? Let's talk about the application process, that special place where ADHD brains go to die. Please fill out this 17-page application that asks for references from your high school summer job. Also, write a cover letter explaining why you're passionate about data entry. Passionate about data entry. The only thing I'm passionate about is finding the right medication dosage and that one song that's been an earworm for 3 weeks. The average job application requires you to: 1, remember your entire work history, including start and end dates. 2, recall the names of supervisors you haven't thought of in 12, 13 years. 3, customize your resume for every position. 4, write a unique cover letter for every position. 5, fill out forms that ask you for the exact same information you put in your resume that you already uploaded. 6, complete personality assessments that are thinly veiled attempts to root out us neurodivergents. And that's assuming you can even start the application. Executive function doesn't care that you need income to survive. Some days, even opening the laptop feels like you're pushing a boulder uphill. Interviews are where ADHD really gets to shine. And by shine, I mean sabotage you, despite the fact that you have every qualification in the job description. So tell me about a time you demonstrated attention to detail. The irony of asking someone with ADHD about attention to detail is not lost on me. Yeah, I can hyper focus on things that I enjoy to the point where I forget to eat or sleep. No, I cannot reliably fill out expense reports without having to triple check them. Where do you see yourself in 5 years? Well, it's bold of you to assume that I even know what I'm going to have for my dinner tonight. The real answers we can't give. How do you handle multiple deadlines? Panic, procrastination, followed by an extraordinary burst of productivity, fueled by adrenaline and shame. What's your greatest strength? Well, I can come up with 37 solutions to a problem that no one asked me to solve, while completely forgetting the task I was actually assigned. So there you have it. Job hunting with ADHD, a special kind of hell where you're expected to perform neurotypically while navigating systems designed and for neurotypical brains. If you're watching this now and nodding, know that you're not alone. The struggle is real, and it's not your fault. The job market wasn't designed for our kind of brains. Remember, you're not looking for just any job. You're looking for a job that works with your brain, not against it. I promise they're out there. Somewhere. Maybe. If you found this helpful, please hit subscribe and like. Thank you so much for watching. Until next time, this has been Job Hunting with ADHD, a special kind of hell. May the odds of finding a decent remote job fall ever in your favor. See you next time.